Yes, we are. Hello YouTube, welcome to part 1 of the full game of Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour. Please select an appearance. That one's fine. Entry will begin soon, so please proceed to the gate. Welcome, welcome, come on in. Not that I'm going to be reading all that. Yep, and Mario Kart's downloading in the background. Is this the biggest? Yes, it has. Alright, go ahead and explore. You can gain and see, okay. Okay. Oh, there's a stamp welding. Let's go. Let's start with this one. Would you like to play? Go on. Right, so R's to click. Then just move that to the side, make a bigger space. And we'll try again. We got at least 20. At least something until Mario Kart is downloaded. What just happened? Oh, great. Guess what I needed? No internet. I'm gonna pause the recording and I'll be right back. And we're back. Yeah, we're back. Sorry about that, everyone. But because everyone's going online at the moment to do Nintendo Switch stuff, Switch 2 stuff, it's basically down. It's going to be down nationwide. So we're back for as quickly as we can. Don't know how long we'll be out, but it says until 7 AM, so if we go down again, so yeah, let's play. So if we go down again, that's why. Oh, he's still downloading. Yep, but downloading Mario Kart still. And because... No, it's not going any faster. But that's why we're down. So I'm happy we're back. I don't like the mouse controls. I made it to 23.9, so that's pretty good. But we'll continue as... Oh, we can't because you gotta download... Well, you know. We'll just make up for the missing, time later, but we'll, you know, I'll upload a video Yeah, we're done with that. So I need another radio. We gotta get to 30. What are all these weird... Never mind. Anyway, let's continue. Dang it. Anyway, I get the gist of it. We need 2 medals to unlock part 2. And so on. What's this one? HD Rumble 2 demo. Right click here. That's close. $95, not bad. We'll try to get... Let's try again. Maybe I need to hear it. Damn, that was very close. Nope, 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 yep. Hi, Helene. Nothing over there. Nothing there. There. Let's see if I can get it. Wow! We got it precise. Almost. You need 7 to do that one. Yes, stick. Yep. Thanks, Nova. Thanks for the likes, Helene. And about HD Rumble 2 here, you get to know all kinds of vibrations. Yeah. So I gotta read all of them. Dirty, disgusting names being added here. Anyway, here's how the Rumble feature works. The effects created with magnets, they rotate. But it's like that. Rumble is created using magnets and electromagnets. Yeah. Nintendo Switch 2 consoles HD Rumble 2 features range of intensities. Very weak to general touch to much stronger. Yeah, you can feel that. In that, oh, what is it? mode, the mode where you check where the thing is. Where the rumble's strongest. At maximum strength, the sensation will be much stronger than the Nintendo Switch console's HD. Yeah, okay. No, it is. However, these strong vibrations won't be used the whole time you're playing a game. Rather, the powerful rumble is reserved for specific moments where it would make most sense. Rumble 2 has a range of vibrations from weak to strong. At maximum power, the rumble can be very strong, but it will not be constant. When the Joy-Con 2 controllers vibrate, your hands feel yeah, they do. They've been designed to transmit sensation directly, no matter how you're holding them. I should go back, that's not what I wanted. So that's 26 now, we'll check it in a little bit. The fact that they're close to where your hands hold the remote helps make the vibrations feel... That'll make the vibrations easy to feel. Alright. Yeah, I'll take it. 4 questions on the HD Rumble. 2. Welcome in, unlocked-in viewer. HD Rumble 2 parts. It vibrates from side to side. Which of the following is true? At strength, it's always strong, it's always weak. It can be both strong or weak. Yet the Joy-Con 2 controllers, what are the HD Rumble parts attached to? The plastic on the back. You know what's what when it comes to HD Rumble 2 now, eh? Definitely. Yeah, it's downloading in the background. Which Switch 2 titles I don't think ever... Switch 1 titles I don't think ever did. Oh, this one. Can I go to the quiz? No. Area B, but we need to go demo. You can shake them as if they're maracas. Make the maracas appear real. Shake a rubber ball. Gently roll the beads. How do I change them back to beads? And you gotta perform 100 shakes. That's actually pretty good. Okay, someone's bragging. dodge the spiked balls. Ah, so we gotta collect 20, 40, maybe. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Eight. Brilliant. $15. Hold up, I just gotta check something. That's going great. Yeah, we gotta wait until Mario Kart is downloaded before we can move on. Which could be a little break. Could be a little snack break, or we could actually have a proper look at this game. $13, great. $17. I'm gonna go until we get 20, and then we at least 20. No. I wonder. Just make it easier to slide. Oh, excuse me. A little bit more. But we can't go anywhere else. We can go to A. So we've literally got to do this. What? I see. Nope, that's worse. $15 again. Yes, I will play Mario Kart World. Hey, neat. But I got about an hour left to play what I can. Two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Damn it. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Ah. One, two, three. I will be playing Mario Kart. Yeah, we're not playing this every day. Interesting to play, though. One, two, three, Oh, excuse me. $18 I haven't we have before. Finally. Oh, excuse me. $31 for part 3. How many medals do I have? 6, I need one more. To the mouse controls. Welcome in, not logged in viewer. Got it there. Then here you go. Mouse sensor insights 1. Oh. Joy-Con has a new feature. It can be used as a mouse. This allows you to play games with a cursor. You can do more with these controls than just pointing and clicking to. So there's all sorts of ways to play all kinds of games, by the way, yada yada. So 1, the Joy-Con, 2 can be used as a mouse. Mouse controls allow you to play games in all kinds of ways. Oh, so it works on your lap. Joy-Con 2 mouse controls also work on your lap. You can play with mouse controls while sitting on a sofa. A mouse sensor is located on each Joy-Con controller. The one right there. This one. Truth is, they're actually black and white cameras with a resolution of just a handful of pixels. They got rid of the IR sensor. I just realized, oh, no, I did get rid of the IR sensor. Any games that require the IR sensor won't work. That's fewer pixels than the IR motion cam on Nintendo Switch controller's white Joy-Con controller. It's even fewer than the old Game Boy camera. Oh, cool. Mouse sensors are black and white cameras with a resolution of only a few pixels. They can capture thousands of photos in the span of 1 second. Not just a mouse. When using mouse controls, Joy-Con 2 controller doesn't just act as a mouse. There's a host of other things it can do. For instance, the gyroscope and mouse controls can work together to determine which direction and by how much you've turned something. What up, what's there? Go! This means that you can use mouse controls to grab and rotate objects in game. Also, mouse controls can work together with HD rumble too. This lets you feel different kinds of rumble as you move the cursor around. And that's not all. So left and right both have built-in, yeah, we know that. So two people can play with mouse controls too. Or you can even control two mice at once, one in each hand. Mouse controls can be used together with gyroscope and rumble features. The mouse controls can also be used by two players, each with one controller, or by one player using two controllers. Interesting. Oh, wonderful. So you've read everything. Go have a talk to her. Mouse sensors. Why am I looking at the chat when the camera's up here? Anyway, in what way can you play games using Joy-Con 2 mouse controls? Nibbling on cheese? No, by moving around a cursor. On your lap. 2. You can type. You can locate nearby sandwich shops with the mouse controls. Damn, I'm cold. Be right back. I'm getting a bit cold. Full marks. Amazing. Yeah. Nice. You got every question correct. Of course I did. No thanks, there's a quiz down here. I'm interested in finding out how to do it. And just so people know, as I'm recording and streaming, it is a total of 10 degrees right now. No wonder I'm bloody cold. What is it with it? Okay. That's coming up in... And yes, I've got my fan going because it's quite cold. Well, I haven't got my fan going when it's cold, that's what I should say. These are actually better to hold. I like these. Detach Joy-Con controller, you simply press the back button. You'll still be able to detach controllers when the console's inserted into the dock. You can even do it with one hand. To attach a Joy-Con controller, simply bring it near the console. They're very easy to detach and attach. Do you know the Joy-Con 2 controller is attached to the console? Or how, sorry. Magnets, unlike Nintendo Switch console, there's no locking mechanism to prevent the controllers from being detached. The only thing keeping them connected is the force of the magnets. "44 minutes remaining. Joy-Con 2 controllers attached to the console using magnets. The console and controllers are attached to each other only through magnetic force. Here's an interesting fact about the Joy-Con 2 controllers. Each controller can be attached to either side of the console. And they can be attached back to front. However, you should always attach Joy-Con controllers to proper orientation. The controllers when charged are not attached properly. Alright. Where are the magnets? But where exactly are these magnets kept? Actually, there are only magnets in the main body of the console. The Joy-Con 2 controllers don't have any. The SL and R button, SL, SR are made of steel. Alright. The magnets in the console attract the SL and SR buttons. So that makes sense. Not the C button, the release button. Telekinesis. Which of the following used to attach magnets? Blue, love. In which ways can the Joy-Con 2 controllers be attached to the Nintendo Switch 2 consoles? On either side, only back to front, both the above. Yeah, where are the magnets to keep in the console? What a legend, you got all these questions correct. You know the ins and outs, the magnetic connectors now, huh? I did that quiz. That seems okay. Any lost property should be okay. Oh, excuse me. There it is. For the left button. Should be one for the home button, but there isn't. Can I not go to area B? Collect all the stamps in area A. Be right back. So we gotta get all the stamps to be able to go to area B. That's a stamp. That should be a stamp for the release button. Stamp for the SL button. Stamp for the mouse sensor. Stamp for the player LED. Stamp for the connector. Stamp for the sync button. Stamp for the SNL button, SR button. And stamp for the lower foot. And we're still missing 3. Oh yeah, this one. Now I'm missing 2 more. Oh yes, this button. And one for the L button. I just want to collect stamps. What's this testing? Oh, it's the frame rate one, alright. Weird, but okay. That was weird, but whatever. That's 120. No. Round 5. That's a 16. It's definitely not as smooth. Oh, short. Jump back in the... I budget. I'm going to end the YouTube live and I'll be right back. Huh? Okay. So that's to fix the oh, that was 20. Don't need to do it again, that was already done. Batch opportunity 29 medals. Use common sense and you know. 1920 by 1080p, yeah? Welcome in, everyone. Switch 2 can display strong bright light. It can use hundreds of millions of different light and color combinations. Welcome back, Lean. Nintendo Switch 2's console can change images at high speeds. After 120, yep, so it's 120 Hertz. It's like 1 degree here at the moment, yeah, but I do... Ah, cool, Nova. That's not the only thing that's different when you play games compatible with 120 Hz. It's especially fast-paced games. Seeing things even a split second sooner could give you a very slight advantage when it matters most. 120 FPS, yeah. Less choppy, why? Because it's got VRR, doesn't it? Even if it takes a little bit longer, An image changes 55 times per second instead of 60. This is far better than suddenly dropping to half the rate, so it's less likely to feel choppy. That's what VRR is. Of course, there's touchscreen. Right, now you can use 2 fingers on it. Can point of contact. Neat. Time for the quiz. 26 minutes left of Welcome Tour. And we'll continue it out through the entire month of June. And then finish off with the dedicated day for Welcome Tour. The Nintendo Switch 2's console screen is made up of tiny bits. What are they called? Pixels. Pickles. I think that's right what the last one said. Why can't the Nintendo Switch 2 H2 staple? So, what can the Nintendo Switch 2's console screen display by enabling HDR? A three-dimensional image. It's not a 3DS. It's not FPS. It's not pixel art. It's bright light. What is the maximum number of times that the Nintendo Switch console screen can change from one picture to another? In the space of 1 second. 10 would be shit. Well, technically it wouldn't be good. 60, Switch 1 can do that. I don't know any console that does 100, so it's 120. Common sense. VRR, variable refresh rate. I believe it's 10. They're making it too simple. Another quiz. That looks like we need a touchscreen. Thanks for the likes. Let's go. Alright, there's only 3 for console speaker. Why they haven't changed? Ah, the one's using the OLED. Neat. Ah, they're placing a box. Neat. Some may be distorted and not come out as intended. Even though the Nintendo Switch 2 console uses the same speaker parts as before, by sealing the gaps tightly the sounds come out more accurately. The speaker parts are housed in a box. The box is tightly sealed, except at the front. The box is cushioned on the top and the bottom. If you look at the box containing the Nintendo Switch 2 speaker parts, you see that there are sponge cushions here above and below the box. Okay. They firmly sandwich the box. Because of this, other parts won't shake around along with the box. If the other parts were to end up shaking, the sound would get muddied and wouldn't come out as intended. The box housing the speaker's parts is sandwiched by cushions. This prevents vibrations when carrying to other parts. Just reading a notification. Anyway. Playing data accurate sounds. Speakers are parts that turn sound data into sound. But when that sound enters your ears, for various reasons, it doesn't sound exactly like the original data. On the Switch 2 console, in order to make the sound close to the original data, the sound is processed before it's played through the speakers. During development, we recorded and analyzed the sound of the speakers and calculated how the console should process the sound in advance. The Switch 2 console is a faster computer. As such, it's able to process sounds in higher quality. By the way, the Switch 2 speakers are designed to fit as tightly as possible inside the console. Because of this, they actually slope diagonally downwards a little. But by processing the sound, we managed to make it sound as if the speaker were facing forwards. Sound is processed to be as close as possible to the original data. The speakers slope diagonally down, but they sound like they're facing forwards. I'd say it's about time for a quiz. Yep. Simple as the others, or is it going to be more difficult? There's only 3 questions this time. 3 questions this time, so let's see. What was done to the boxes that house the speakers inside the Nintendo Switch 2 console in order to produce sound as accurately as possible? They were filled with water that would kill the console. They were made out of rubber. That sounds more like it. Oh no, this one. They were punched with tiny holes. Yeah, this one. The boxes that house the speakers in the Nintendo Switch 2 console are sandwiched by which object? Cushions. Thin slices of bread. Yay, a moldy console! In which direction do the speakers inside the Nintendo Switch 2 console point? Diagonally downwards. That last one you won't get unless you actually read the stuff. Stop walking so it's sliding. Actual character's sliding and it's a bit annoying. Certainly, here at a stand. Oh, we're talking about stand now. For disclosure, there's actually only one inside in this particular case. Oh cool, so it'll be a very simple quiz. On the back of the corner there's a stand. You can use the stand to pop up the coins with the angle, yada yada yada. Standing from you can open it up to 150 degrees, that's neat. You can set it to any angle within this range. Switch 2's console stand has a different shape from the Nintendo Switch consoles. Pictured here is the OLED model. For the Switch 2 console, we made the stand narrower narrow and U-shaped. This allows us to make various changes such as making the fan and the battery bigger, and it's still a lower battery life, and adding in a new antenna. By effectively utilizing the extra space, the console is now able to perform a lot of calculations. One more thing about the stand. It's made of aluminum alloy, which is very light and robust. It's about as light and robust as 775 aluminum alloy. A 7075 aluminum alloy, a material used in airplanes and spacecrafts. All you gotta know is the stand can be angled freely. It's also about as light and robust as 7075 aluminum alloy. Two seconds. Stand. Question number 1. What is the shape of the Nintendo U-shaped? Uh, 7075. One of the simplest ones. 2 questions and they're both easy if you read the... You wouldn't get the 7075 one unless... Yeah, you just wouldn't get the 7075 one, would you? No, we're coming over here to do this quiz, which should be this microphone. Five, so there's gonna be a possible 5 questions. A microphone and a chip. Oh, excuse me. On a Nintendo Switch 2 console, there's a built-in microphone, 12 minutes, designed to improve the game chat experience. Aside from the microphone, the console also contains a chip which makes your voice easier to hear. Thanks to this chip, your voice should come out clear even if you're chatting as you play. Nintendo Switch 2 console has a microphone and a chip designed for game chat. Yada yada, the chip is designed to make your voice easier to hear, and it does so in a number of ways. By getting rid of the noise around you, for instance, it does this through a process called noise reduction. The Nintendo Switch 2 console uses a special form of noise reduction that's been customized for playing games. This special noise reduction function doesn't just allow you to your spoken words to be heard clearly. It's also designed to preserve and convey mood and emotions. Take that sound of clapping. If you just wanted to convey words, this sound would be treated as noise and removed. We've balanced this so that the clapping doesn't get removed, letting you immerse in the vibrant, positive atmosphere. It's a special form of noise reduction designed for playing games. The noise reduction, the noise reducing feature of the chip makes it sure not just words but also mood and emotions are conveyed. Noisy console sound. The console's chip, which is also designed to make your voice easier to hear removes unwanted background sounds, such as the noise of a vacuum cleaner. But that's not all. The microphone on the Nintendo Switch 2 console also picks up sounds from the console itself. For example, it picks up a buzz from the Nintendo Switch 2 console's air vent. The air vent is positioned right next to a microphone, so it ends up being much louder than a person's voice. With the chip, the loud noise is completely erased. Also, it even removes the snapping noise that you hear when you attach Joy-Con 2 controllers to the console. It's been designed to eliminate as much external noise as possible, so that others can hear you So the microphone picks up a number of different sounds on the console. The chip does its best to erase those sounds. Correct. Erasing game sounds. The console's chip designed to make your voice easier to hear is able to remove certain sounds. It removes game sounds that the microphone picks up from the TV or from the console speakers. Note, this video is purely for reference. If it didn't do this, it would be hard to hear what's being said in game chat as people talk back and forth. With so many different overlap sounds, things can get a bit noisy. Noise that gets re-amplified like this is called feedback. Note, this video is purely for reference. Well, the chip does its best to remove these game sounds and prevent feedback. Although realistically, there can be all sorts of sounds coming out of a TV. These sounds can vary depending on the TV and the specific setup in your home. So removing them can be difficult. For that reason, game sounds are also sent to the chip. The chip selectively removes these sounds based on the sound quality and acoustics. The chip removes sounds coming from speakers to avoid feedback. That's all you need to know. The console's chip, designed to make your voice easier to hear, can balance sound levels. If some people talk more quietly than others, it can make them difficult to pick out. The chip automatically makes it so that each voice can be heard roughly the same volume. Of course, some people are naturally going to sound louder than others, but in reality, the voice volume differs depending on the play mode. In handheld mode, the console will be closer to you, delivering sound straight to the microphone. In TV mode, however, the console can be relatively far away, which means the microphone will pick up less. If a players are close in handheld mode or sitting on the sofa, far from the TV in TV mode, you'll be able to hear people's voices at about the same volume. On top of that, even if there are several people in front of the TV, all talking loudly, the chip will take account of the individual voices and balance at the volume. You don't need to worry about people talking too loudly or quietly. Voice levels will be fine whether you're playing in handheld mode or TV mode. Welcome in, everyone. I see you've read the insights. Let's go and do the quiz. Would you like to take Microphone Insights Quiz 1? Yeah, we'll do it. Which component designed for the game consoles on the microphone? Okay. The Nintendo Switch 2 console's built-in chip removes noise to make your voice easier to hear. But one type of sound is not removed to provide a more enjoyable experience. Which one? Clapping. That chip that's designed to make your voice easier to hear removes a buzzing noise from the Nintendo Switch console from that would otherwise be audible. Where does the noise come from? A fan, I believe it was. The chip in Nintendo Switch 2 console that's designed feedback. Remember that video, so the chip in the Switch 2 console that's designed to make your voice easier to hear balances out which aspect of people talking in game chat, the volume of their voices. Welcome back. Ah, game cards. Neat. How many? Oh, there's only 3 to read, okay. I've only got 3 minutes remaining before it's finished. If you were to take a peek inside a Nintendo Switch 2 game card, you would see that it's quite different from a Nintendo Switch game card. Instead, it can be read in a new way. Assuming a buffer size of 4 megabits on the system side, the read speed is about 5 times fast as that of a Nintendo Switch game card. However, some games maybe will do this quiz and then will see how much is left to download. And go into Mario Kart. Some games may be doing more in the background and just loading. So this doesn't mean that a game will actually load 5 times as fast. In addition to the read speeds being faster, Switch 2 game cards have a greater total capacity than Nintendo Switch game cards. So the contents of these game cards are really quite different. Nintendo Switch 2 game card is quite different on the inside, it's faster and has a greater total capacity than a Nintendo Switch game card. Not just different colors, there are 2 different colors of game card. Nintendo Switch are black, while Switch 2 are red. Other than colors, they look practically the same in terms of size and shape, don't they? Actually, there's one more difference here. Right. Switch 2 game card has a notch to the right of its connector. When a game card is inserted into the game card slot, the Nintendo Switch 2 console checks to see if the game card has a notch. This is how it tells the difference between Switch 2 and Switch 1 game cards. The console changes the way it reads the data based on this factor. Switch 2 game cards have a notch. The console recognizes this notch and uses it to differentiate between types of game card. The game card slot. The Nintendo Switch 2 console has a game card slot, but it doesn't just take red Switch 2. You can also insert Nintendo Switch cards, so it's backwards compatible. It means in addition to being able to play games that are exclusive to Switch 2, you can play Switch games with some exceptions. You can use the Nintendo Switch 2 console to play many different games. Switch 2 console is compatible with Switch 2 and Switch 1 game cards. Since you were so eager to read all that info, I've got a little something lined up for you. That's right, it's a quiz. I wasn't eager to read it, I just wanted to read it to get a quiz, so... Ah, it's capacity, isn't it? What is the purpose of the notch? What kinds of game card can be both? So I did all the quizzes apparently. Right, so we're going to end off here. And I'll see you all in my next video, which will be, I don't know. Alright everyone. Bye!